come out here and I see my little Hello Kitty valve caps. Such a small thing, but it's something that I know is there that makes me happy. So good morning, everybody. Up and about. Didn't sleep well at all last night because I had heartburn. Whenever I eat after 7 p.m., it's like I get the worst heartburn now. But if you don't eat anything, then you wake up starving, and that's not good either. So I'm still trying to figure out how to manage that. Getting ready to head to breakfast with the crew, and then we're going to go out on some sort of like poker rides of sort. This is going to be a little bit of a mental challenge for me. Like a lot of this trip has been, to be honest, because I typically do not do group rides at all. I did sit out a couple of seasons when I first started riding, so it's like all of the skills that I learned going on group rides, it's like they just went out the window. And as we know, motorcycling is a diminishing skill if you don't do it. So I've been like a little bit nervous and kind of apprehensive about riding in group rides, and especially with riding with unfamiliar people. But I'm going to step out of my comfort zone and extend myself to do that today and see how it goes. Now, full disclosure, because I keep it real on this channel with you guys, a lot of my apprehension about riding group rides has been kind of like self-doubt and insecurity within myself and my riding skills. I don't want to, ruin anybody else's ride. I don't want to make anybody else upset or irritated. And also, quite frankly, I just don't want people talking shit about me and saying that I can't ride. I can ride, and I'm more than proficient at it, but it's just whenever I get in a group of people and the unfamiliar, I just get so nervous and in my head. So doing this little group ride to this poker run will be a challenge for me. I think I do need to step out of my comfort zone, especially as I want to start going other places and doing other things. So this is kind of a soft launch into that. Now, there are some ladies leaving tomorrow that actually live the next town over for me. I need to ride home with them just because it makes sense. I'm trying to wrap my head around the fact that I'm going to be on the road with essentially 4 people that I don't know because they're going to basically the same town as me. So this will also be good practice for me getting out here. And motorcycling is about challenging yourself to a certain extent. It is about stepping out of your comfort zone, seeing new things, doing new things, meeting new people. So if I want to be a better biker, like I say I do, I have to stand on business and I have to do things that make me uncomfortable. So to that end, that's what we're going to do. I am sleepy. I know I feel like you guys watch this channel and I perpetually complain about being sleepy, and it's true because I live on sleep, anxiety, caffeine, and cheese. So yes, I'm sleepy. I had ample opportunity to get plenty of sleep last night, which I absolutely did not do. I could have slept 11 hours last night probably. I think I slept like 5. So we'll see where that takes me today. It's a little chilly out here. It's about 68 degrees right now. It's supposed to get up into the 80s today. As always, I have on full gear. See, I have my long sleeves. I do have my jacket. I have on my armored pants, and I have my helmet. I took a little ride yesterday when I went over to the Harley dealer, and because it's right around the corner, I didn't have any gear on. I had a helmet on, but I didn't have my jacket on, and I was extremely uncomfortable, full on psychological duress, which is what riding without gear does to me, and I'm just not choosing to do that today. Plus, for me, it's cold. So I'll link up with you guys later. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's get into this chip away. So the chip away, it's more commonly known as a poker run in motorcycle lingo. It was a super fun experience, and I'm really glad that I took the opportunity to do it. So how it works is you purchase your spot. All of the proceeds that they get from people purchasing their entrance go to charity. There's 5 points on the route. You don't have to do them in order, but it's probably more convenient if you do it that way. So you or your team hit each spot and you collect a poker chip at every stop you go to. So the way that MAWMR does it is each poker chip that they give has a certain color, and each color is worth a certain amount of points. At the end of the night, whoever has the most points will win a prize. So the top amount of points was 92. I ended up with 91, so I actually got second place, and I got a really nice Viking bag that I definitely plan on using. this ride, I did have one snafu. I had it with my camera. So what ended up happening is when we left the round barn, I mounted my camera on the selfie stick like I normally do, but this time I tried to pull it up higher so I could get some better shots. It did not work. We started going up this kind of massive steep hill, and it was on a 2-lane country road with no shoulder. As soon as we started getting to the apex of the hill, my camera started falling, and I thought it was falling, but I really couldn't tell. And then I definitely saw it leaning towards my face, which it should not have been doing. I was able to quickly pull off and grab it before we got too high up the hill, thank goodness. Now, I know what y'all are thinking. Yes, I should not have pulled over on a hill like that in a pack, a hill with no shoulder on a 2-lane highway. But y'all, these cameras are expensive, and I was not willing to let my camera drop and damage it. So as soon as I got the camera, as soon as I pulled over rather, and I got ready to grab the camera, guess what? We crested the apex of the hill, and that sucker flew down into a left blind curve. I said, dear me. Y'all, I swear to God, I thought I was about to die, but also it wasn't that bad because I kind of sort of was having the time of my life, and I was really relaxed and just having a good time. So mind you, I had said to you guys before that I was really, really apprehensive and really nervous about this group ride, and I feel like my feelings weren't really valid. So firstly, like I said, the scenery and greenery on this ride was absolutely stunning. You know, me, Woodstock, being out in nature, seeing and smelling everything, even the cow baddies, that will always be one of my favorite motorcycling experiences. The best part of this ride, though, was indeed the fellowshipping that I experienced. Like I said before, the sisters in the riding business really took care of me. They knew that I was apprehensive. They knew that I was inexperienced on group rides like this. But once we got out there, I didn't even have to think about it because they really, really took care of me. You know, sometimes in life, you have to take a chance. And one thing that I learned, especially when it comes to motorcycling, you'll never lose if you bet on yourself. 9 times out of 10, you're a better rider than you think you are. You just have to get out of your head and just allow yourself to enjoy the experience and have a good time. been pretty nice. Like, we're out here with all the ladies. Everybody's doing their bikes. Paper chip. I think there's 6 more stops to go. I'm not sure what that obelisk is. That looks like the Lincoln Memorial in the background, but there's a whole bunch of statues and things. So yeah. So in my opinion, the committee members that were responsible for planning this route on the Chipaway did a fantastic job. The route was super easy, but challenging enough that it was interesting. But the scenery was really, really beautiful. It was a really good mixture of highway, small town scenery with like woodsy and grassy back roads, and the stop-offs themselves were really interesting, particularly the Round Barn Farmers Market, which I absolutely loved, and the ice cream shop. The ice creamery was great to take a breather and converse with the other riders. Ice cream in the middle of a really hot day was also super helpful. from Woodstock. I'm a hippie. Let's go see the goats. Look at this guy. Hey, buddy. He's unimpressed with all these people. Hello. Oh, it's a few goats in here. Hello, my friends. How are you? Ooh, y'all stink. That guy's definitely unimpressed. So we got our first thing here, so we're gonna go over and pick another chip and get stamped. Here, pick a chip. So I got a purple one. So she's gonna stamp the purple. There you go. Thank you. Got the crew here.
How you doing? Is it still morning? Yeah, I go my son's school.
Yes. How many of us are there in this little group? Like 8?
Right now?
Yeah, for our little group.
You know, I counted and then I forgot already. 7 maybe?
All right, thank you.
9?
Last one. All today, right now, there's not all of us, but it was 9. I think it was 9 of us. Right?
This is called Round Barn.
7. 7 bites.
So I'm not sure of this historical significance of this, but it's very beautiful up here. And my favorite thing when I'm riding, especially back roads, is that grass smell. I don't know if it's fresh grass or if it's hay, but it's a very specific sweet smell that you only can smell when you're outside doing back roads. And so y'all, this Round Barn is a farmer's market, and when I tell you it smelled delightful in there, absolutely delightful. I'm a total sucker for a farmer's market. I will buy anything and everything in a farmer's market. Snacks, ointment, popcorn, medicine, seasonings, pasta. Like, they have everything in that farmer's market, and it smells so good in there. But I don't have enough room on my bike, so I bought some apples, I bought a couple of snacks, and I bought 2 drinks. So we're getting ready to pull out now, so we can go to our next stop. We're at the 3rd stop. This is the National Apple Museum. So I was trying to film on the way over here, y'all, but my camera fell off. But it was some beautiful riding on the way over here. It really was. Whoever planned this route for the poker run, they knew what they were about. It was about their business. Right? So we are back from the poker run. That was really a lot of great fun. We went to all 5 of the stops. We stopped and got some ice cream. The ice cream was really good. It was uneventful, but it was just a really chill, like nice ride. Probably like the top speed we got up to is probably like 45, maybe like 50 as a group of 8 of us. So, and then we saw like all the other ladies along the route. My camera, I did have my camera mounted. I tried to pull the selfie stick up and mount the camera higher so I could get some footage of everybody in the back and kind of just like the surrounding areas. I think it's not user error. I think it's the equipment. So I did buy like an aftermarket like mounting system and it just wasn't good. So we were going up a hill and around a corner and I just saw the camera just going like this. So I said, oh no. So I pulled over in a really, really like awkward spot on a 2-lane highway because obviously it's an expensive camera. You don't want to lose your camera. So this was challenging for me, but I had a really great time. I'm really glad I did it. In a little bit, I'm going to do something else that's challenging for me too. I'm going to participate in the Parade of Steel. All the ladies that are at this event are going to get together and go downtown Gettysburg and do this parade. I don't think it's going to be hard, but it's just going to be a lot of us. It's very hot outside. You know, there's 300 ladies registered for this event, so we're talking about maybe like even 200 bikes here. So, but I'm going to do it for the plot because it's something that I've never done before. So looking forward to that. So a lot of new experiences this weekend. Now, what did happen on this ride? Baby, let me tell you something. I talked to you guys before and I told you that one thing that I struggle with is curves and C-turns and other tight turns. The other thing that I didn't mention that I struggle with is hills going into turns. So steep hills going up, steep hills going down, and then going into blind turns. There were so many turns on this route and hills going into blind corners on 2-lane highways where you couldn't see anything. And I looked at it and I said, what is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? But you know, you're in a ride with other people, so you got to do it. So I just did it actually skill wise today. I think I rocked out this ride today despite the little challenges along the way. I'm really, really proud of myself. Like I said, glad I participated. And I just looked at my sight lines, trusted the bike, trusted that it was going to lean. The bike performed, did everything it was supposed to do, stayed upright, as motorcycles tend to do if you ride them correctly and let them do what they were designed to do. And so now we're all just sitting under the tent, hydrating. Like I said, it's really, really hot out here. We're having some water. A lot of people, so of course it has to be organized. So essentially this is just going to be like a parade through town. There's got to be at least 150 bikes out here. We are not stopping, so the parade is going to start, or the route rather, at 4 p.m. and we're supposed to be back to the hotel by 4:30. So we'll see how this goes. We're going to go slow, take our time, and it's an experience. Now let's talk about the Parade of Steel. This parade was one of the best experiences I've had in all of my 12 years of writing. Full stop, one of the best experiences. First of all, I gotta give credit where credit's due to the organizers of MAWMR. The organization was top tier, 10/10, absolutely no notes, not a single one. The instructions were clear. We lined up on time. We left on time. Now, like I said before, there were over 300 women that attended this event. When I looked out at that sea of bikes, there was at least 150, maybe even 200 motorcycles out there. So the fact that everything went smooth, everything happened on time the way it was supposed to happen is a feat, and they deserve all the flowers and all the accolades for that. We had a pre-ride meeting that everybody had to attend. Then again, the instructions were clear. You could hear what they were saying. Everything was organized. The ride went exactly how it was supposed to go. Now, of course, you had a few negative Nancy's who complained about the heat. They complained about the meeting. They complained about this. They complained about that. But hello, organizing over 100 people all on motorcycles, making sure everybody was on the same page, and they did it with minimal escorts. I think they said that there were only 2 escorts. And those 2 escorts that we had were 2 off-duty policemen. They weren't even official escorts. The ladies that had attended the event served as the blockers, and they are brave to do that volunteer work because, you know, blocking is a dangerous position when you're doing a large group ride. look who showed up. My sis, my VP, doing a turn and burn from Jersey.
Love you, girl.
She's gonna cry. I am gonna cry. So like I said before, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be the writer that I am today. So I could genuinely thank her for that.
Yeah, I just.
Okay. I need to collect myself and get my life. I have a lot of. Alright, so everybody's bike lined up here. We're getting ready to head out. Everybody's all packed up. As you can see, most people have left already. There's maybe about 50 bikes scattered around the parking lot, but everybody's left. Alright, y'all, me and Blackfire have made it home. That was an excellent ride. I mean, 6 ladies in a pack, and I mean, we was getting it. Okay? Not a single car got in the pack. It was really nice, really pleasant. I had a really good time this weekend. Really good time. So it is Father's Day now. Getting ready to go inside, give my husband his presents. My mom gave my father his presents already, and I have another present that I have to go and pick up once I get out all my gear. And as soon as I get all this edited, I'm gonna have a nice video for you guys. But this weekend was something. It was really something. All right, everybody, so that is my footage from the Midatlantic Women's Motorcycle Rally. If you've made it to the end of this video, congratulations. I know that was a long video, but I really wanted to make sure that I tried to capture as much footage as possible and take you guys along the journey with me. So final thoughts about this event. I've said it throughout the whole video. I really thought that this was a good event. This is a great event for several reasons. So the first thing is, have you ever paid your money to go somewhere and you thought it was going to be one thing, and then you got to the event and it was something else? I know for me as a person, I really value my time and I really like things that are organized. This event is organized. So, like I said, this is the 34th year of them having this event. They know what they're doing. They know what they're about when it comes to putting on this event, having everything organized, communication. I mean, they sent you text messages throughout the entire weekend to let you know, this is happening this time. This is starting in an hour. This is where you're supposed to show up. This is what you need to bring with you. You really did not have to think about anything. And I've been to a lot of events before, including motorcycle events, where it was just so much going on and so many people, and there was a lot to do, but everybody was just milling around because nobody knew where they were supposed to be or what was happening. This is not that event. These ladies are professionals, and it was all the little touches that they did throughout the weekend to make you feel welcomed. I mean, when I got there was like a special newbie welcome, and then they had a little ceremony at the banquet where they rip off your newbie tag so you know you're not a beginner anymore. They had little candy dispensers all around the hotel. They had the hospitality suite, which was 24 hours, that had snacks, actually like good snacks, and coffee that was better than the hotel, and water. It was really hot, and you had access to bottled water all weekend. And that seems like a small thing, but when you're gathering a lot of people together, that's a level of hospitality that I feel like is lacking with all sorts of events, not just motorcycle events, but everything. So those little creature comforts that they did for us throughout that weekend really like stuck with me. So in addition to this just being a great event that they've been putting on, this was a great event for me personally because I stepped out of my comfort zone a lot with this event. I mean, I don't do group rides like ever unless it's with my club. And I did 2 of them that weekend. And I had a great, fantastic time. I also did a parade. I've never done a parade in my life. And that parade was an absolutely beautiful experience. Not only was it safe and it was fun, but I mean, when we were riding in the town, everybody was clapping for us and supporting us, taking our picture. I made eye contact with several women and little girls on that event, and I could tell that they were proud of us. Like, they were happy to see us there. So that alone was worth it for me. I think that in terms of just feedback, I would like to see a couple of small changes at this event. So I think that they would do well to have a little bit more diversity at this event, but I don't think that's their fault. It's not like they're particularly seeking out a certain type of woman or a certain age group of women. I think it's because people maybe don't know about the event. So I would like to see in subsequent years, I would like to see a little bit more diversity in the attendees, more Asian women, more Black women. I like to see different age groups. Like I said, the age group at this event was probably, I would say average, probably anywhere from like 40 to maybe 65. I think if they had a wider group of women at the event, a lot of lessons could be learned and a lot of mentorship could happen, because if you have a lot of women that have been riding for 40 or 50 years and then you get younger women that just started riding, I mean, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to talk and they're going to commiserate and share experiences. And I think that sense of community and that sense of mentorship is something that's missing in all of our communities in general, not just the motorcycle community. So going forward, I definitely would be telling people about this event, and I think the more people talk about it, the more word gets out, they will get a more diversified crowd at this event. Would I attend this event again? Yes, I absolutely would. The problem with this event is it's in the middle of June, and there's a lot of things happening in the motorcycle community in June, particularly on the East Coast. I think Laconia happens this same weekend. I think Babes Ride Out is either this same weekend or maybe like close to when this event is happening. So I will have to pick and choose going forward what I want to go to. But all things considered, this is absolutely something that I would attend again. Sorry, I have some notes here because I wanted to make sure I didn't forget anything. Oh yeah, I did want to mention this. One thing that was special that I saw there too was a family. So I saw a grandma, a daughter, and 2 granddaughters at this event. And I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. I've been to motorcycle functions and I've seen maybe like a dad and a son, etc., but I've never seen 3 generations attending one event. So any event like that attracts families in that way, you've got something special in your hands. So I mean, again, I know this was a long video, but I wanted to make sure I didn't leave anything out, to the point where this is the last little clip I'm filming for this video. And as you can see behind me in the background, I am in a hotel room. I am at work. So this little clip is coming to you live from Providence, Rhode Island. I've been flying all day, but I've been trying to finish this video now for a couple of weeks. So I wanted to make sure I got it done. So thank you for coming to the Wordy Woody Show. Thank you for spending a time well wasted with me. As always, I'm happy you're here. I'm very grateful for everybody that chose to watch the video and for all of my subscribers. Thanks, guys. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video.